Well, New York Attorney General Letitia James has been indicted on charges of banking fraud and making false statements to a financial institution. James and her fellow Democrats say the prosecution is politically motivated, citing her 2020 lawsuit against President Trump. James released this video statement yesterday. Watch.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. He is forcing federal law enforcement agencies to do his bidding, all because I did my job as the New York State Attorney General. These charges are baseless, and the president's own public statements make clear that his only goal is political retribution at any cost.
Let's bring in Paul Mauro, attorney, retired NYPD inspector and Fox News contributor. Okay, so this doesn't surprise us that she would come out and say this, obviously, and that Democrats are going to use this as a political, talking point. But doesn't this case have teeth?
It does, and I have to tell you that all you need to do is read the indictment to see that it does, because it's a very simple, plain-spoken indictment, which is crucial in a financial case, because in financial cases, they can get very complicated. You could potentially lose the jury. This one doesn't have that. Now, to clear something up, the primary residence issue is not here. That was the initial allegation we all heard about from the power of attorney form. What it comes down to is the following. She signed the operative paperwork to get the loan, saying that the house in Virginia is going to be a second house, not an investment property, a second house for her to go to herself. She's not allowed to have somebody there renting it. Okay, that's how she gets the loan. She then takes her paperwork for her taxes and puts on her tax forms that it is an investment property and, in fact, has write-offs relative to the investment property. So internally, it's inconsistent by her own paperwork. By getting the lower rate for a non-investment property, she saved about $19,000 to this point. That is the crux of the allegation.
Okay, and so here's a senator from Michigan, Alyssa Slotkin. This is what she told CNN on Thursday.
Just as part of a bigger trend of the President of the United States using the Department of Justice, using the legal system to go after political adversaries, using the arms of our democracy to go after political adversaries. It's just a broken way to do politics.
I wonder what you think about that, because nobody said that at the beginning when Letitia James went after Trump for the same thing.
Yeah, pretty rich when you consider the fact that that was her promise in coming into office as the Attorney General, that she was going to be using her office to go after Donald Trump, which is really not her remit as supposedly the top law enforcement officer in New York. And let's recognize something else. She also got through, it had to be for her sake, through Albany, a $10 million fund for anybody who has federal government coming after them for what they've done on the job and off the job, anybody that's been targeted. So she's saying she hasn't accessed that fund yet. $10 million. She's got a high-priced lawyer, Abby Lowell's. I have a feeling the citizens of New York are going to be paying for Abby Lowell's swimming pool. So that $10 million is sitting there waiting for her to access it. The legislature put it through. The governor, Kathy Hochul, signed off on it. But here's the thing. The stakes for her are very high here, because they're not going to plead this out. And if she gets convicted on a felony, which this is, she loses her law license and she has to step down. Essentially, she's going to be unemployable in public life in New York.
I want to go down to Jersey really quickly here. We've got this crazy governor's race. It's getting very, very heated, and there was a big debate last night. Jack Ciattarelli says he's going to sue his opponent, Mikey Sherrill, over this comment. Let's listen.
What New Jersey doesn't know is much about his business, how he made his millions, by working with some of the worst offenders and saying that opioids were safe, putting out propaganda. Tens of thousands of New Jerseyans died. And as if that wasn't enough, then he was paid to develop an app so that people who were addicted could more easily get access to opioids. And so as he made millions, as these opioid companies made billions, tens of thousands of New Jerseyans died.
Okay, so that debate happened Wednesday night. I mean, there's always personal attacks. There's always things that people say that are vastly incorrect about their opponent. What makes this different?
So to tease this out, essentially what happens is the following. He has a publishing company. They publish medical stuff. A University of Tennessee study gets published through his publishing company. They controlled, that is the University of Tennessee, controlled all the editorial content. And this is going to come down to one of these things. What does the language exactly say? What did she exactly say, et cetera? The crux of it is the pharmaceutical companies underwrote, paid for some of the study, some of the publication, which is apparently very common in this field. Here's the issue. So in my estimation, that is very close to the line. If nothing else, it's really icky. All right, because, you know, she's essentially saying you're a murderer. The thing is this, he's a public figure, and a defamation case against it is very tough to win. The bar is higher. It has to be actual malice or really, really reckless, and then even the standard of proof is higher. So it's a tough case, but we all know it's not about winning the case. It's going to be about the politics of him pushing back on her and saying, you've defamed me, you're out of line, I'll see you in court, and, you know, making his bones that way.
We're going to see more of it because she puts it out there, it's in a debate, he says that he's going to sue. It's like getting a correction in the New York Times.
Exactly.
It's like one sentence, it doesn't matter. But this race is now pretty much tied. So you're going to see more from her because she's going to get a little desperate.
And I think that's really what's going on here. She's starting to feel her back against the wall.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.